Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now let's jump straight into the TA. So taking a look at the daily chart, you can still see that we have the old Fibonacci retracement set up with the swing low back in July of 2021 and the swing high back in February of 2021. If you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, there's going to be a link down below in the description that's going to take you to a video where I explain in detail how you can set up long-term and short-term targets with the Fibonacci retracement. So assuming you have watched that, we are going to be zooming into the chart here and seeing what we have here. Obviously, we saw this perfect bounce from the support block that I had for more than a year on the chart from July of 2021. I remember giving you this buy signal here saying that, well, this was a very good entry point to say the least, because we saw a bounce from there, we might have another pullback, and we pulled back exactly to $9.40, and from there we saw a strong move to the upside. What happened here is we saw a bounce off the upper level of the support block. So here it was the lower level. Here it was the upper level at $10.60-ish. So that was a very, very good entry point. From there, we have already seen a move of 115%, which is not bad for a bear market if you ask me. And we are currently back below the 0.382 fib level, which is at $19.12. What I'm hoping here for is that we don't pull back below the 0.236, because you want to be creating higher lows and higher highs. So this is a low that we have, this is a high that we have, and this is a higher high that we have. As long as we pull back down to the 0.236 and we continue from there with an uptrend, we're looking good for continuation into 2024. However, if we start coming back down, we lose the 0.236. We start retesting it as resistance, there's a good chance we might be coming back down and retesting this low here. And retesting it wouldn't be necessarily bearish, but it would also open up the risk of us going even lower. And we don't want that, because we want to be starting a local uptrend. So the immediate support here that we have, as you can see, this yellow support block from $16.80 down to $16. But I do think we're going to be losing that if Bitcoin is going to be pulling back down to the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, which is around about $21,000. And that would be a healthy retracement. Some altcoins do need to cool off a little bit after the impulsive moves they've had in December, January, and February, to be honest with you. So I would say the support block, you can target that. You can target the 0.236 at $14.65. As you can see, we did see this 0.236 level held as support back in June last year, also back in October last year. Then we broke below, now we broke above, and we want to see the back test of support. So this is an important level for us to hold, and this was really an anomaly, us pulling back down below that, retesting these 2021 lows. I mean, this was a really good entry for Avax, because as you can see, it's not even below the July lows. Some projects are way down there below the July lows of 2021, and Avax has been holding up pretty impressively in that regard, but we have seen a pullback of around about 92%. So this is a pretty strong pullback. However, it's not the 95 to 99% pullback that we're used to for altcoins, as Avax is one of a higher cap altcoins, you could say. So I guess that's why it hasn't done that strong retracement. Now, the next major resistance levels would be the 0.5 Fibonacci level at 23.82, and then we have the 0.618 golden ratio at $29.67. As you can see, the last back test of resistance was back in August, and we really need to be breaking that high to be bullish. So once we break this high, that's pretty much a confirmation that this was our low. Same goes for Bitcoin. We need Bitcoin to see that high. We need to see Bitcoin breaking that high, so that we can probably say that that's the low, because that is going to be a major resistance level for us to break, because it got us rejected back down with such a strong impulsive move to the downside. So hopefully we can get back above that level, and once you break the golden ratio, you typically see a retracement to the swing high all the way back here at $60.40. So I would say that is going to be a nice trade for anyone looking to swing trade Avax, or maybe enter for a couple of months and then leave. So I would say selling at the $60.40 price is going to be a pretty good trade if you're looking for entries down here. So that's what I have regarding the daily chart. Overall, we could be looking at $190 and $388 for Avax in the next bull market. And we'll talk about those a bit later, about our long-term targets. Taking a look at the daily RSI, you can see that we have a major yellow support level here. So we are looking for a back test of that. If we go below that, you could be targeting the red resistance trend line, previous resistance, I should say, that we had. Now that we're above it, it has flipped to a support. So we could be looking at a back test of the red, yellow, and this support block over here, as you can see with all the arrows pointing towards the support block since August of 2022. Every time we bounced off of that support block, we had a move to the upside. So even if you're looking to make money short term, this can be a nice entry. But obviously long term, if you're entering off of major support levels, that's even better. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart on Binance. Taking a look at the weekly chart, as you can see, we're breaking out of this falling wedge. This is a pretty typical pattern right now for major altcoins, as that is exactly what we're seeing playing out on a lot of altcoins. We're breaking out and trying to retrace to our technical target, which is where the falling wedge was created, all the way back up here at $28. So hopefully we see a retracement up there sometime in March. But right now what I'm seeing is that we have a potential bull pennant playing out. So a bull pennant is basically where you have a strong move to the upside followed by a small symmetrical triangle. Now this is basically a bullish pattern that has a potential of a breakout to the upside, taking us to $40 or so. Because we take the pole of the pennant and we place it at the potential breakout spot, and that gives us around about $38 to $40. But the thing is, we don't have the incentive for that. Yes, the markets are bullish right now, but Bitcoin would need to be, either staying at the same spot for a while, or consolidating, we should say, or Bitcoin needs to be pumping. If Bitcoin is going to be dropping and retesting the 20 EMA on the weekly, I don't see this, potential 100x playing out in the next few weeks. However, the Fed can really change things if the AMA or the Q&A of Jerome Powell after the FOMC meeting is going to be bullish, then that's great, obviously, but there's a good chance that it's going to be pretty bearish, as seemingly inflation is coming back with a vengeance, and it's already, it's pretty much showing us that the Fed cannot do what it wants to do, right? Inflation is not going lower. It started going lower, but it's nowhere near the levels they were promising us back in 2021. So in a way, listening to the Fed is really stupid, but you really need to know what they're going for and what their plans are to plan out your crypto portfolio purchases and everything in that regard, of course. But I'm just saying that trusting and believing every word that they say is really stupid, because they don't respect their word, obviously, and they can turn back and say, well, we said this back then, or they would not even mention that they said anything like that. They're just going to say, well, we're doing this now, and we don't care what anyone says, and they're going to keep giving these non-answers, as politicians like to do. So I would say just listen to the Fed just to get the idea of where the markets are going to be headed, because the Fed doesn't like the fact that the markets are rallying right now. They're trying to push this bearish agenda on everyone. Even the US banks are now saying that, well, we could be seeing a stock crash coming soon. So they're trying to flip everyone to the bearish side because they don't want this rally to be starting right now. Now, the 35 EMA here, as you can see, got it rejected in January. So that is a resistance level that we could be looking to retest. And as you can see, it held us as support back in 2022 at the start of the year, but eventually broke down below. We're holding the 20 EMA as support, so that's one bullish thing that we have here, but I don't think we're going to be able to hold that. So The support block here from $16.50 to $14 is going to be a great accumulation zone for anyone looking to buy into Avax. Taking a look at the weekly RSI here, we broke above this channel down pattern, we broke above this resistance block, and hopefully we can hold this as support and consolidate here for a while. But I would like to see a stronger pullback, just because the lower you go, the higher you have the move, right? And you want the prices to come back down. Polygon Matic has retraced all the way up here right now, and it's starting to pull back down. So that's where Polygon Matic is sitting. And, you know, you want to be buying projects when they're here, right? That's when you want to be buying, when you're oversold on the daily, on the weekly RSIs. So I would like to see a back test potentially of this upper trend line of the channel down pattern, and we want to move up from there. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. Of course, you have to understand that black swan events can come out of nowhere. So much stuff going on in the world right now. So we can potentially see crashes similar to the 2020 you know what happened crash. So yeah, that was an incredible buying opportunity as well. Avax did a what was that, 5,000% move to the upside since that. Actually, that's not accurate. That's 2021. My apologies. Where is March? Okay, so yeah, Avax wasn't trading on Binance in March. I do apologize. So that's what we have for Avax. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know, what are your long-term targets for Avax? Are you bullish on the project? And I'm going to see you in the next update. Take care.